Hey, this is Nolan Taylor. You're listening to The Barn.
Lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade. That's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68. I drove just to get us back safe, wishing hard that I could escape. Tripping down all the steps of the local.
Hi, and welcome to The Barn, live from the Barn Studios. You got the Mox here, and I am joined with a special guest online right now. We have Mr. Nolan Taylor. Nolan, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate it. Just saw your tour announcement. You got a lot of dates that you announced all the way up until, I think, September or so. One being in our area-ish, Friday, May 26th, so a couple weeks from now. Columbia, Missouri, the Blue Note with Cadillac 3. Looking forward to seeing you and
I'm
having you into
excited.
town.
That one's going to be a good one. I'm really excited to hit the road with Cadillac 3. They're awesome.
Yeah, you got a few dates with some great bands, Cadillac 3 being one of them, Uncle Lucius, Charlie Crockett. It sounds like it's going to be busy summer and fall for you.
Yeah, thankfully. My team's really just honestly doing great work. I have the easy job now. I just sit back and let them do all that for me.
That's the good part about it, I guess, right?
Exactly.
If you do get through our way, you stop here, you got a place to crash here or play here. We just had your buddy who actually turned us on to you a while back was Ritch Henderson just came through town, was speaking.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, he just did a live session in our studio and we interviewed him. He played a local place at our place here. So that's kind of how we got connected with you. And once we did, man, I started listening and digging into some of these songs and was really blown away by your songwriting and everything that you do.
Man, thank you so much. That's wild. I mean, Rich is like my brother, so I really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much.
I do see the, maybe not comparison between you guys, but, you know, he's a guy, his songwriting and his singing and just his playing and everything, it's so authentic. You know, it's so authentic that you can't fake it. And when I listen to you,
I agree.
Yeah, and I listen to you and I get that same sense. I mean, it just seems like, and Ritch too, with his lyrics, he really puts himself out there, some of his past experiences and some of the things that he's been through. Again, authentic and really great with the songwriting, and I get the same sense with you. I don't think we're here without the song 68, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's honestly changed my life a whole lot lately.
So is it true that it just passed on all the platforms like 5 million streams or something?
It's probably over that, I would imagine.
What is that feeling like for you? That's 5 million people have heard your song, something that you created.
That's honestly never in a million years did I imagine that would happen. I completely honest with. I've been a full-time musician for about 3 or 4 years now, and I kind of felt that, you know, just being a regional artist and getting on a little bit of some national touring here and there would kind of be where I lay for the rest of my life. But man, since I put 68 out, it's really just changed the entire trajectory of my career and everything.
Yeah, that's great. Do you care if we hear a little bit of it?
No, please do.
Lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade. That's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68. I drove just to get us back safe, wishing hard that I could escape. Tripping down all the steps of the local school bus, wishing I didn't have to go home. Oven was heating the house, if our electric was on, I hoped I'd left money for.
Man, I'm so impressed with that opening line. I think it really sets the tone to the rest of the song. Lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade, that's what my mother taught me. Can you tell me about the lyrics with 68?
It's kind of like with 68 itself. It's kind of like bunch of little stories and things that have been combined into one song. So the opening line is an instance in which I was traveling from my hometown to my mom's house with her. And then throughout that, it was just kind of things that I built on had happened throughout my life and things. Because I had a relationship with my mom up until just a few years ago.
Do you think an opening line like that, do you think that's important to grab the listener's attention, especially with this day and age, with how short our attention spans are? Do you think that's important to do?
Well, it's actually funny you brought that up. I tell people all the time, I don't personally feel that I'm a super strong songwriter. So it is very wild that I'm getting a lot of compliments on my songwriting, and I'm very grateful. But for me, some of the most important things about a song is the way the song itself, not necessarily what the words make you feel, and also the opening line. And so for me, I feel like if I come out there and I put like a very heartfelt, really good opening line together with a very emotional song, whether that be happy, sad, most of mine just happen to lie on the sad realm, but I feel like that is my perfect way to write a song. So the rest is just kind of comes in with the story, and I like very personable too.
You kind of mentioned about some of the attention you've been getting lately. And when you hear people start to place sort of tags on you as like the next big thing or the next big songwriter, what does that make you feel? How does that make you feel inside?
To be completely honest with you, I laugh at it because, and I'm very flattered. I don't mean that in like in an arrogant way or like, oh, that's stupid. But to me, I laugh because I'm like, man, no, there's no possible way. But I appreciate it. I'm very flattered, and I'm so appreciative of all the love. And that has actually been a thing in the comparisons to like Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers, Jason Isbell. And I'm like, that's wild. You're crazy, but thank you.
You also have the live version on your Spotify. And I love the opening. What you say before the song is like, this is other than my girlfriend. I'm glad you put that in there, by the way. You don't want to mess that up, right? But you said,
exactly.
Other than my girlfriend, this is one of the most important things in my life. With a songwriter, singer-songwriter, we talk to a lot of them. Obviously, their art and their craft means a lot to them. But where would you be without your songwriting and your songs?
That's hard. That's a hard question to answer. I would imagine I would be somewhere either dead or in a mental institution or something. That's kind of like a release with everything from, I write about my like suicidal thoughts. I write about the struggles I had growing up. I write about drug addiction that run rampant through my best friends and family and things like that. So for me, it's like an escape and it's a release to be able to pin down the things that are just constantly going through my head and what I'm constantly thinking and feeling. And luckily for me, people resonate to it.
Is your songwriting therapeutic for you, it sounds like?
100%.
We talk about mental health on here quite a bit, and it comes up quite a bit. And we're advocates here. So, when people talk about their struggles, and especially in a way that other people can relate, we always applaud that. So we applaud you for putting it out there. And you've been open about some of your mental health struggles in the past, and then even with your art and your craft and your songs. So we appreciate you for that, man.
Well, I appreciate the gratefulness because I don't know. To me, I don't think that that's just what I'm doing, and I don't think about it any other way other than writing a song. So when people do come up to me and they're genuinely changed and genuinely appreciative of the fact that I guess in what I get a lot. I'm not saying this about myself, but the fact that, quote unquote, I'm not afraid to actually pin that down, and I'm not afraid to go out there and bare my entire soul in front of so many people. But to me, I don't have any other option. That's just, I don't think about it like that. I just think about I'm writing songs and singing them to people. But I am grateful to have so many people reach out because I've had so many, like the words "you have saved my life" is a thing that's a reoccurring theme for me, and it nearly reduces me to tears every time I see it. I don't even, that is just so mind blowing, but I'm grateful.
And I bet that's something special. And the song is something special too. You hear a lot of people talk about 3 chords and the truth, right? You hear that especially with old country or something.
Absolutely.
But I think you don't need a lot to, and you recorded this acoustic and obviously released the live version as well with not a lot of instrumentation, no instrumentation other than you and the guitar. And, I think that's really where you can see a song is special when you do see that it's 3 chords in the truth. And it's really literally only 3 chords, right? Or is there maybe a 4th one in there?
Yeah, I think I throw a 4th in there for some flavor every once in a while, but
Right.
yeah, for the most part, it's just 3 chords in the truth.
Yeah,
I get too muddy if I start writing anything that's too I can play a ton of different things, but if I can't write like that, I have to just lay it out there as simple as I can, I reckon.
And I think when you start to get all fancy, that's where you start to lose me anyway. I'm a fan of 3 chords in the truth.
Same here.
Yeah, Michael Palmisano, YouTube celebrity maybe, YouTuber. Love his channel. Yeah. He came across yours and across the 68, and he had a reaction video, and then I know he interviewed you after that. How was that experience?
That was bizarre, man. I've been taking Michael's guitar courses for quite some time. So when he reached out, before he had posted the YouTube video, he had reached out to me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I want to let you know this is the link. This is dropping today at whatever time, and I appreciate your music, but I want to connect." And then from that point on, it's almost like we have become friends. I've talked to Michael. I talk to him, not regularly, but semi-regularly. We're planning to do an in-studio at his place with my full band and do like a live stream and things like that. Maybe I could convince him to jump on and play some with me. But yeah, it's really weird. Honestly, a lot of people that I've been a fan of personally, and a lot of people that I've looked up to a lot have been reaching out to me and following me on Instagram or sharing my music, telling me they love my songs, and that's just wild,
Right. We can't wait to catch you Friday, May 26th in Columbia, Missouri at the Blue Note. Have you ever played the Blue Note before?
I have not. I've only heard great things about it, though.
Man, I've been to a lot of shows, been to a lot of venues. It's one of my favorites. It is absolutely one of my favorites.
I've been looking forward to it. I'm really excited for that whole weekend because I'll be at the Blue Note, and then the next night I'm at the Caverns in Tennessee, so I'll be in a cave playing with the Cadillac 3 the next night, so that's going to be really cool.
Very cool. On those shows, is it a full band or is it just you?
I'll be full band on them.
Okay. And when you play the 68, is it just you or full band?
I do full band on that as well.
Very cool. Very cool. So a different experience there. Got a new single out, The Darkness, and I know you're going to be releasing maybe not an album or eventually an album, but a few singles here and there.
Yeah, I went down to Nashville and recorded with producer Ray Kennedy, who's a legend, which I was very grateful to get that opportunity. And we recorded some 1 or 2 takes live in studio, full EP, 6 songs that we're going to release over the next several months, just to give you guys something to chew on before we do get the album.
Can we hear a little bit of The Darkness?
Yeah.
I get lost inside my own head. Now and then I'm spaced out. I've got so much on my mind. So many thoughts are running. Oh no, me out of my own time. Every day I feel it. Some sort of darkness moving in.
Man, you brought the whistle back. It's like Axl Rose all over again.
That's what my dad always actually harps on me about whistling. It's how that ended up in a song. I can whistle pretty well, and he loves whistling in a song, and he's always like, "Man, I don't know why you don't whistle in songs. I just don't get that." And then I wrote that one, and I was like, you know what? This is the perfect one. So I did it.
Very cool. I heard that. I was like, man, you don't hear that much too often. So yeah, and you are a good whistler. I mean, hell, it's all in tune and everything. So
I appreciate it.
Another great song there. Love the finger picking on that one. Tell us a little bit about The Darkness.
So for that one, that was a tough one for me. I wrote that staring out my window and genuinely contemplating taking my own life. And for some unknown reason, I picked up my electric guitar and I started writing. I started playing, and that just flew right out of me within just sitting there. And that one, that's probably my favorite song I've ever written.
It's a great tune, man. And I just want to say I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're still with us and you're still doing it, because people need to hear these songs. These are great tunes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I heard you talking in an interview about one of your influences in a guy that I think very highly of, Dallas Green of City and Color.
Yes.
What do you think about his new album? I'm absolutely in love with it, and I've been spinning it like crazy. What do you think about the new album?
Personally, I thought it was some of the best work he's done since his, what was it, the first record that he did?
Agreed.
I think what the name of that.
Here, I got a little sound effect there. It's my favorite of his work, to be honest. I love it.
Yeah, the Little Hell album personally has like a stronghold on me because it was the album that really just always kind of like, I always liked City and Color and stuff. And then he put out that Little Hell album and it just completely blew me away. But this new record is just unbelievable. I think there's a song on it. I think it's called Without Warning. I don't want to quote the wrong song, but I'm pretty sure there's a song on this new record called Without Warning, and that song is unbelievable. Yeah,
I heard him talk about that. The song is he lost somebody that's really close to him and was dealing with grief, and maybe still deals with grief pretty heavily. And as somebody who has felt that as well, the lyrics, and I'm a lyrics guy, I'm a songwriter guy. It's what catches my ear first and foremost. I just fell in love with that record. But I did want to bring that up because I saw you talk about him being an influence on a different interview.
Oh, big time, man. And honestly, I don't get compared very often to anyone, hardly. I have such an odd tone, but he's the one. He's the one that people are like, that's the one that's always reoccurring for me now. But nowadays, obviously, I get like whoever's popular is who I'm getting compared to. But tonally and like who I actually sound like, I get a lot of Dallas Green, and that I couldn't be any happier. Every time somebody says that, I'm like, thank you.
I got a comparison for you that maybe you haven't heard yet. I don't know. Maybe you have. But I sent it to a couple buddies of mine, and I said, your vocal styling specifically reminds me of the guy from Manchester Orchestra. I can't think of his name.
Actually, it's pretty new that I've been getting that one. That one's not one that I've had at all until very recently. Think of that guy's name either, because I like Manchester Orchestra, but I don't like them enough, enough to know what their band members and things names are. But that's one that everybody has really been recently. Everyone has been like, man, you remind me of this guy, and they say lyrically they remind me of his solo work, which that's a great compliment.
Yeah, I could see that. Man, we're excited to have you in town May 26th in Columbia, Missouri. At the Blue Note with Cadillac 3, you're going to be hitting pretty much everywhere all summer long and all fall long. Nolan Taylor, we've been rocking your stuff. We are big fans here. If you get in our neck of the woods, we'll link up and connect. And we appreciate your time today.
Man, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to getting out to your way and meeting you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Lighting up cigarettes in the 7th grade. That's what my mother taught me. As she was falling asleep, driving down 68. I drove just to get us back safe, wishing hard that I could escape. Tripping down all the steps of the local school bus, wishing I didn't have to go home.